Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tapping with Tristan. We got another FitLab 15 segment with one of our up and coming young athletes. Before we get into it, please make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. It's free. You'll get connected to all this great content that we have for us, and click the notification bell so when it does come, that you get alerted and you get notified. So I don't want to take up any more time of doing this introduction. We got a nice up and coming young student athlete here. We got Miss Ayana Mitchell. Say hello, Ayana.
Hey guys.
Yes, so we got Ayana. She's I've been fortunate enough to be a part of her fitness journey for quite some time. So we're just gonna just start from the beginning. When did you get involved with sports, and what sports did we get involved in?
Okay, so when I was younger, I did like the typical like kid stuff. I did gymnastics and cheer and all that stuff. But I I would say grew out of it, I guess, when I got probably like 9 or 10. And I just something there's something in me that like I didn't want to do it anymore. And I found volleyball, and I was in like sixth grade and I found volleyball, and from there like I've loved like everything about the sport, and I wouldn't change trade it for anything. And yeah.
So this, I mean, we're talking to one hardworking young lady, and I've never seen, or you rarely see, the amount of passion that this young lady has for the game of volleyball. So let's talk about that. When you first got introduced to volleyball, were you very good? What position were you playing? Uh, did you see yourself playing it long term? Like, tell me what's on your mind when you first got introduced to it.
Yeah, so when I first started, no, I was not any good. I actually it's fun it's a funny story. I actually in sixth grade had tried out for the middle school or intermediate school, whichever grade that was, and I tried out for like the club that they had at the school, and I did not make the team. and and after that, I really was like, I want to be a part of a team and I want to make it. And I also I what was it called? And I yeah, was not good. I always been outside. I've always just liked the hitting position. And I from there I was like, I see myself playing this later, and I wanted to keep growing at it. I just found it so fun, and I was like, I want to have this sport go on with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell the people where you're at, where you're growing up at, and what school you're at right now.
Okay, so growing up in Mansfield, Texas, I was born in Hawaii, but I didn't stay there that long. I'm at Lake Ridge High School. I'm going to be a junior this year,
Right.
and I'm excited for this
Yeah.
year too.
So you mentioned yourself being a hitter, right? So hitters are usually some of the taller players and everything like that. Now, tell the people about your situation. Is that something that you are? And if so, you know what I mean? How have you been able to adapt and work with that?
Yeah. So yes, like you said, hitters are normally, at least outsides, well, all hitters, but they're normally tall. And I am not. I am short for my position. And I think I don't know when I actually like realized it, probably in the past like 2 or 3 years. I like was like, okay, like everyone's like, a lot of these hitters are tall and I'm not. And I took that though, and I wasn't scared of it and thought, oh, maybe I should change my position, or maybe I should stop like being a hitter and go to a different position. But I took that and was like, you know what, I'm gonna make something of it. I'm gonna and I love working out. So I was like, I'm gonna train hard. I'm gonna increase my vertical and make up for my lack of height.
Yeah. So that's something that's unique because volleyball is slotted to the taller athlete. So how has this dynamic gone with your family? Because I'm sure there's been discussions that's going on. You know, how has this been going with your parents in regards to you maybe even changing positions, maybe changing sports? Has this even made you look at, like you said, changing positions? You kind of said that you didn't, but let's just talk about that with your parents and all of the things going, because again, you're undersized for your position.
Yes, so we talk a lot about like my position and college and all the like the possibilities for me out there, and they're super encouraging, and they've never like have been like, oh hey, like I think you should switch positions because you're short. If anything, it's keep working and show them why you should be in that position, why you can be in that position even though you are shorter. And I have mentioned myself to them that like in college, if I was to be like put in a predicament where it's like, hey, like my top school is offering a position, but it's not my position and it's a different position, I would think about that as a choice. But I've said that as of right now, for my last club years, I and like school, I want to stay in my position because I want to have the chance of being seen in that position and showing like making an impact and showing, hey, like don't count me out. I can do stuff too. Like,
Absolutely.
and so yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's very a strong mentality. That's really hard to teach. Tell me, how are we balancing the books? And you're a volleyball player, so you not only have high school, but you also have club. So this is almost an on all year round type of a thing. How are we balancing the books? Has that been really tough for you, or you found a way to do it where it's a little bit easier for you? Talk about that.
I think that definitely like I do have struggles, I think, with like managing things. I'm kind of a little all over the place, but I think I starting to find a rhythm of like, hey, like I need to be like very scheduled, because if not, like I'm like lose track of things that I need to put first and prioritize. And I think over this past year, with like it being because I was virtual this year, so I think it also was kind of a little different for me. I had to like figure out a different way to get my stuff done and make sure, because I am at the house, make sure that I am doing my stuff and not like slacking off. But I think it's good. It's hard. Like I'm not gonna lie, it is hard, but it's a worth it. And b, if you figure out the right way that helps you get it done, you'll get it done.
For sure. I mean, being a student athlete is not the same as just being a student. There's a lot more things that you have to balance and manage, and it's an ongoing process. So hats off to you and your family for doing so. You mentioned earlier that you really like working out, right? How has
Yeah.
that helped you, whether it's working on your game or working on your body with strength training? Talk about those things.
Well, yeah, I do. I love working out. Like that is between that and volleyball and art, but that's like I love it. It's my passion. Like I started as like, I've always gone to you, and I started probably about in seventh grade. Yeah, I think 'cause I was the youngest in there, normally training with all the older girls, and I always found it so like inspirational and like dude, like I like being with the older people because I can compete and like push myself to go beyond. And I have that mentality. I love to be pushed and see how hard can I go? How much can I take? And build it's helping me in the volleyball aspect, building my vertical, increasing my agility, making me jump higher and be able to do the things I do. And it's helping me just to like just being staying fit and being able to know my body's capability and what I can do. And it's amazing.
Well said, well said, and again, I can attest to that. I've witnessed the maturity of you as a young lady and a young volleyball player, and it's been quite impressive. Very few people have the same work ethic and the same joy and passion that you have for not just fitness but the sport of volleyball and life. So keep that. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody take that joy from you at all. Now, let's go back a little bit as far as position wise for your sport. I think this is important. I think you hold a lot of weight, because it's something that we've talked about personally, with you being an undersized hitter. would you recommend someone that may be in your position currently or even in the future to work at multiple positions, or just continue to just kind of lock in at that hitter position and just give it their all there? Or would you recommend that they try a couple of positions just in case they may have to switch in the future because of their height?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's on you. How do you feel about it? Do you feel as if you should, go and try different positions? And I think for me, I've I think I would say don't don't quit. Don't leave the position. Definitely stay
Uh-huh.
and keep building yourself in that position. But do definitely, for like example, do definitely like for a hitter, passing. If you have strong passing, then let's like if you don't stay as a hitter, at least, hey, well, I'm a good passer. I can pull off libero or DS, like, or I can go right side. Like, that you can switch off a couple of things. Like, I know certain positions like a libero or middle might not be so easy to kind of
Right.
just switch. But I definitely say stay in the position, give it a shot, see what you can accomplish with it. Because I feel like, especially in the collegiate like world, I feel like the height is starting to be less of the main goal. For example, we have Azani Taylor at Kentucky, 5'10" middle. Like, that's
That's
that's a big
unusual.
that's a big thing.
That's
and
amazing.
and that's super good for like the shorter people, because you see her and you're like, okay, well, she did it, so why can't I?
Yeah.
Why should I give this position? Why should I give this position a shot? Why should I like give up? Like, let me see what I can do. So
I like it. I think that's a great answer. I think that's very real answer. I think first of all, everybody's situation is a little bit different. Their skill set is a little bit different, and I think just overall as a volleyball player, it's good to have a wide variety of skill sets, regardless of how tall you are. So I think that you're hitting that one on the head. And yeah, there's examples like you said. Az is a national champion playing middle at 5'10". I mean, she's a phenomenal athlete, but there are examples of people doing some amazing things and that they're not up to par with the basic metrics. So yeah, well said. I think this is fascinating. I've watched you again. I watch your maturity. You're super athletic, but you're going to run into walls. You know what I mean? And this is across the board for every sport, based on your physical appearance. You know what I mean? You're not quite tall enough for this. You're not quite big enough for this. So, would you say the mentality makes or breaks that athlete? Would you say that?
for sure, definitely, it's. I mean, any coach would tell you this. It's mental. And having a strong mentality of wanting to continue and wanting to be pushed hard, and like, dude, like, you're underestimating me, like, okay, I'm gonna show you like that I can do it. Like, I can do just what the tall people do. I can do just what that person does. And if you don't have mentality, then like you just have the skill. Like, you're not going to be able to push yourself through those barriers. You're going to hit a wall and not be able to push yourself past it. Versus having a mentality, you'll be able to be like, hey, like, I know it's tough and it's a lot of work you're putting in, but like, keep pushing through. Like, you're going to get somewhere. You're going to accomplish the goals you're trying to reach.
For sure, for sure. Now, what would you say right now? What is some of the main goals that you have? Short term and long term. What's on the horizon for Ayana?
Okay, short term is right now. Like, right now, it's tryouts for club and not school yet, but it's tryout season, and I wouldn't even call it off season. There is no off season.
All season.
No, never. And it's right now. It's a lot of put in the work during summer. Do all the strength and skills and fit lab and all the touches and reps you can get, because you want to go into your season and just and be ready, be prepared for it, and grow yourself. Get your vertical to go up, or get your agility faster. You want to keep succeeding. And so, like, right now, it's club and finding a good team, and then going into school. I'm excited for school season. I'm it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a good year. And then long term is college. It's finding the right fit, finding a school that accepts me and a school that I feel like valued and I like the environment. And in the volleyball program, it's definitely volleyball too. That's my life. That's my future.
That's your passion. Well, listen, we can talk for hours and hours. You're full of life. You're full of joy and passion, and I get to see it on a regular basis with being your trainer. So I really appreciate you taking time out to, share a little bit of your world with everyone. Before we go, give in a small window, just give some of these up and coming athletes something to grab hold of. Nothing long, just something small.
Just don't let someone decide what you can or can't do. You decide that. You People are going to underestimate you or not, but you be your best advocate. You strive for success and don't let other people tell you what you can and can't do. Like you will find success in whatever you do. And yeah.
I think it's that simple. That it's that simple. You have to be able to find that balance. Be careful of people pleasing. And once again, we thank you for your time.
Thank
And
you.
I look forward to doing some more, and we look forward to watching you grow as a young student athlete. All right. Till next
Thank
time,
you,
everyone.
Tristan.
Yeah, always love. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and check us out and help us continue to build this beautiful platform. Ayana, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.